Hi, and welcome to Keys to the Crown, presented by Crown Royal. I'm Erin Summers, joined by NFL Network fantasy football expert Marcas Grant. Marcas, as we approach the playoffs in a few weeks, is there anyone worth stashing that could help fantasy teams down the stretch?
I think a couple guys that you want to stash. One for sure is Devontae Freeman with the Baltimore Ravens. And we weren't sure exactly how it was going to work with him when Latavius Murray came back from injury. But if anything, we saw last week that Freeman looks like he's the lead running back. That's really good news. It's especially good news in an offense that we know is going to run the football quite a bit. So he's definitely worth sort of having on your roster. And I've been saying for weeks, go get Jordan Howard in Philadelphia. And I know in a lot of leagues, he's still available, but he's getting a lot of work in Philadelphia. The Eagles have turned to the run, and this time of year, if there's anything that people need to stockpile on their rosters, it's good running back help. And right now, he's a guy that's getting a lot of opportunity for Philadelphia.
Speaking of running back, Saquon Barkley, Giants running back for the first time since week 5. He had 6 carries for 25 yards, 6 catches for 31 yards. So not a hugely productive day for him, but is he somebody that if he stays healthy, we have to start every week?
Absolutely. Just because he's going to get a lot of touches in that offense. The Giants sort of are a mess. And if you watch that Monday night game against Tampa, you sort of understand how that is. But he's going to get the ball a lot. And I think we saw him sort of have a limited workload on Monday night just because he was coming back from injury. But I think as he gets healthy and he gets more comfortable, he's going to start to get the ball a lot. And at this point, it's hard to find anybody across fantasy football who's going to get the same number of touches that Saquon does. So even if the Giants offense doesn't really excite you, just the fact that Saquon is going to get the ball a lot is enough to make sure he's in your lineup every week.
For Bills Saints this week, let's have a start, sit, and sleeper for the Thanksgiving night game.
If there's a sleeper on the Buffalo side, it might be Emmanuel Sanders, who has had some up and down weeks so far this season, but is getting a lot of opportunity. I just have a sneaking suspicion that Thursday night game is going to be a very high scoring game. And so that could mean that Emmanuel Sanders gets a good number of targets this week.
Okay, there's 2 other games on Thanksgiving. Chicago at Detroit, Raiders at Cowboys. Give me a must start and a must sit in both of the 2 early games. You can just give me one each.
All right. Well, in the Chicago-Detroit game, I think a must-start is going to be DeAndre Swift. I mean, the guy's been outstanding pretty much all year long. It's been hard to ignore what he does in an offense that doesn't have a whole lot of pieces. So I think you are absolutely starting him. I would absolutely stay away from starting any of the quarterbacks in this game. It looks like it'll be Andy Dalton for Chicago, and it could be Tim Boyle again for Detroit. So I don't know that I'm really excited about starting either of the quarterbacks. For that Cowboys-Raiders game, I think you were absolutely starting Michael Gallup on the Dallas side. The Cowboys wide receivers kind of having some issues. It looks like Amari Cooper is not going to play. CeeDee Lamb should be available, but I still think Michael Gallup's going to get a lot of work, so he should absolutely be in your lineups there. On the flip side, I would stay away from Derek Carr right now. The Raiders kind of struggling offensively. The Cowboys, despite what might have happened in their loss to Kansas City, defensively they're playing very well. So as much as Derek Carr has been kind of a nice fantasy piece, this is a week I would probably try to avoid him.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Marcas, and enjoy the holiday week. This has been Keys to the Crown, presented by Crown Royal. I'm your host, Erin Summers.